What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael and welcome back to Fudge Muppet. Today I've got something a bit different for you which I'm sure you'll enjoy, and that is 9 hidden perk effects in Skyrim. There are a huge amount of perks in Skyrim available for you to pick, but many of them do more than what they say they do, and this video is going to tell you some of the coolest applications that exist. They're not in any order and they're all very interesting, especially the final one. So get excited and put on your nerd glasses to prepare yourself for learning. First up, we have the Quiet Casting perk. This perk says it cancels the sound of all the spells you cast. You can still hear the sounds, but others can't. Now, this is obviously true, and it's pretty cool for builds using stealth and conjuration or illusion, as you can just sit back and let others do the work for you without being discovered. It's also cool to snipe people with Icy Spear, however you don't get sneak attack multipliers from this, so it's not too much of a good idea. The perk definitely has its uses, although here's what you weren't told. Quiet Casting also affects shouts. This can lead to some seriously fun moments and also some side-splitting laughter. You can literally get this perk and then max out stealth to creep around and Fusro dart people flying through the marketplace, all while remaining undetected. Like I said, you'll still need to be good at stealth though. Obviously, this has even more useful applications such as using Soul Tear from out of sight or summoning a dragon to help you without people even hearing your thumb. You could use shouts like Ice Form, Cyclone, or even Slow Time without even being seen. Using Slow Time and then proceeding to assassinate everyone in the room with stealth kills sounds very tactical and extremely cool to see. Moving on, we have the Stability perk in the Alteration tree. This perk gives alteration spells 50% more duration. However, it actually affects that slow time shout I was just talking about. It increases its duration by 50% too, meaning that if you want some more matrix dodging action, which you saw in our top 10 shouts video, then getting this perk can actually add some sensational bonus time. As an extra tip for you guys, using Fortify Alteration potions will also increase the duration of the slow time shout even more. Next up, we have a neat advantage from a perk which you may not have thought about, although I have mentioned this in the middle of previous build guide videos, so if you've watched those you may have heard about this one. What I'm talking about are the perks in the one-handed and two-handed trees that let you decapitate enemies. Besides also increasing your power attack damage, both Savage Strike and Devastating Blow will make you much more effective against Necromancer-based enemies, and the reason for this is that decapitated enemies actually can't be reanimated. Therefore, through using this perk, you're actually gaining the effect of preventing reanimation, which gives you a very handy edge against vampires and necromancers who always try and raise dead bodies through conjuration magic. In summary, this perk means you'll have to face less opponents, and it will also make you look really badass in the process. We'll leave it up to you if you want to count looking badass as an additional secret hidden effect. Another hidden perk effect is one that comes from the augmented perks in the destruction tree. These perks have other hidden effects, but we'll get into those soon enough. What I want to talk about now is how it reacts with the impact perk, also in the destruction tree. The impact perk means that most destruction spells will stagger an opponent when dual cast. The only problem with this is that large opponents aren't staggered by it. Enemies like giants, dragons, and dwarven centurions. But fear not, because with the augmented perk that corresponds to your spell, you'll be able to stagger them too. For example, if you were using the augmented frost perk alongside the icy spear spell, then it would be possible to stagger big enemies if you dual casted the attack. Up next, we've got one that most veteran Skyrim players know about, but even for those people, a lot of them don't know exactly what Necro Mage does to vampires. Necro Mage is a restoration perk which gives you more powerful spells against the undead. What it doesn't tell you, however, is that if you're a vampire, you'll get a whole bunch of super powerful bonuses because you count as undead yourself. You'll get more potent shouts, enchantments, and spells. However, any negative effects such as weakness to fire, which you have as a vampire, are also increased. The examples can go on for days, but some cool ones are increasing your enchantments on all your gear you're using by 25%, increasing standing stone potency by 25%, and also increasing the potency of perks like Jewel Flurry and Power Shot by 25%. We'll show you a list on screen so you can see some more juicy benefits. If you find that the Necro Mage perk didn't improve another perk that it should have, try reallocating the perk using the Black Book in the Dragonborn DLC. Now I want to go back to some of the hidden effects we get from the 3 augmented destruction perks. Something you may not know is that they don't just increase the damage of spells for their respective elements. Augmented Flames, Augmented Frost, and the Augmented Shock perk all directly affect elemental enchantments. So if you get Augmented Shock, the shock damage on an enchanted sword that you hold will increase by 50%. This is very effective. Furthermore, it's even more powerful because it affects the second enchantment on a weapon if it has one. So if you have the extra effect perk from enchanting, you put a frost enchantment and an absorb health enchantment on a mace, you'll actually get 50% more magnitude on the absorb health enchantment as well as the frost damage if you have augmented frost. Also keep in mind that this isn't a bonus to the enchantment itself. Rather, when you have the enchanted item in your inventory, its power increases because you, the user, have the right perks. And then there's yet another bonus from these augmented group of destruction perks. So the next hidden effect from these perks is that they actually affect dragon shouts too. They affect elemental dragon shouts, meaning that shouts like fire breath are also going to do even more fire damage if you had augmented flames in this example, of course. Moving on, we have the merchant perk from the speech tree. We find it also has a hidden effect. So besides allowing you to sell any type of item to any merchant, it also lets you buy any item from their inventory. This just means you can get stuff which normally can't be purchased from them. It's a bit of a random effect and it's really not that useful, but it's there and we enjoy knowing about it anyway. Finally, we have the alteration perk called Atronach. This is one of the best perks in Skyrim, and what it does is grant you 30% more spell absorption. However, what it also does, which is one of the coolest things ever, is recharge your own magicka when you combine it with the Circle of Protection spell. Simply cast Circle of Protection, and then when you stand inside of it, the spell absorption from the Atronach perk will actually allow you to regenerate magicka really fast. This effect does go away if you're caught in the explosive effect of your own spells though, but seriously, this is just so super powerful and really cool. Subscribe to Fudge Muppet for more videos like this. We just know there's heaps of unique facts about Skyrim that we'd love to share with you. Like the video if you learned something new, share it with your Skyrim loving friends, and check the description for our social media pages if you feel so inclined. My name is Michael, this was 9 hidden perk effects in Skyrim, and I'll nerd out with you again very soon.